Hey everyone, today we are here with the Supermarine Seafang F.MK.32 from Trumpeter. This is a 1/48th scale model kit, and I will be doing it pretty much box stock. I have these paints here from Tamiya. I have light blue, field blue, red, and yellow. For the spinner, I'm going to do red. It's pretty much all the red that's on here, except for in the cockpit I do some of the handles red. And before I started this kit, I didn't know if the lines on the wings needed yellow paint, so I had yellow paint out. Turns out there are stickers for it. Here we have the box opened. There's like a magazine for the show that was in 2013. And it's showcasing some of its photo etch parts and its highly detailed kits and stuff, which is pretty cool. There's a tank. On the other side there's a ship. And then here are some of the featured kits that they have, including the Supermarine Seafang. First bag of parts we have here is the canopy and all the glass and stuff. That's the glass for the camera that looks out the side of the fuselage. On the box, it shows the camera on the right side of the aircraft. It's actually on the left. That was something that I saw that was weird. In the next bag here, we have the fuselage, the spinner, and the contra-rotating prop parts. This kit comes with an actual contra-rotating prop spinner, stuff like that. It uses 2 gears. Well, 3 gears. But we'll see that later. It's very well molded. All the panel lines and the rivets are really good. In the next bag here we have the wings and I think what else? We'll see. We have the props and the wing ribs for the inside if you wanted to do it for the carrier version, which I did do it for the carrier version. And the next bag here has all of the little bit of smaller pieces, including the canopy, or not the canopy, the cockpit, the elevators, the gear doors, the gear bay, the flaps, the tires, the headrest, the exhaust. Here are the photo etch parts. The small one at the bottom left there doesn't get used. It's for a different model. They just implemented the same one because I guess it was the same photo etch sheet for that different model. But as usual, photo etch parts are really good. It has a protective clear layer over it so it doesn't get scratched or damaged or anything. Here are the stickers. It has 3 different markings for 3 different type of aircraft. The first one is the one I did, which is the carrier Royal Air Force Navy carrier. The second one is another Navy one. And the last one is for the Spanish Civil War. They're well printed stickers. And they worked pretty good. The only problem I had with it was when I was trying to straighten out the sticker after putting it in the water. Because if you know how the stickers work when you put them in the water, they curl up. I tried to uncurl it, and it kind of ripped the rear fuselage stickers that go around the fuselage, the black and yellow ones. Here's the instruction booklet. It shows all the parts on their trees or sprues. Start with cockpit assembly, then you go to propeller, then you put everything in the fuselages, then you put the wings together, and then you put the wing on the fuselage, and then that's all that. And then the next page right here, which is the last thing in the book, is a paint reference sheet. That's the one I did. And then there's the Royal Air Force Navy, and then the Spanish Civil War. So, now that we've opened it up, let's get to building. Here I have the spinner all laid out, all the parts. I think the only thing I assembled on here was that piece. I put the little pinion gear on the shaft. That's for the spinners. Pre-assemble it here for you, just to show you how it fits together before I actually paint it and build the whole counter-rotating prop. So the shaft goes down through the middle of the whole thing and glues into the front spinner. And then the front spinner sits down on top of that, on top of the other prop, and its spinner. And then you put that inward gear thing in the middle of the back propeller spinner. And then that is what holds on to that one, and when you spin the front prop, it spins the shaft in the middle with the pinion gear on it, which turns a smaller gear that's inside that goes into that inward facing gear mount, which then turns it the opposite way because it's going the opposite direction. Right there holds onto the back of it so you can spin it. with my Posh H airbrush with the flat red. I'm spraying the spinners right now. That's the front nose cone spinner, and then on the other popsicle stick is the rear nose spinner. Here I have everything painted for the spinner. The props are painted. The spinner is painted. So now all we have to do is assemble it for the final time and weather it. And there is the completed spinner and props. Now here we have the cockpit. Everything's mocked in there except for the rudder pedals. I glued those in. The instructions called for, what I saw, was that you painted green and then you would paint the control panels black. Here you can see the contra-rotating props working. The interior is done here. The radiator with the photo etched radiator mesh. It goes on the bottom of the wing. Here I have the wing mocked up. But I do have the canopy glued on, and I use a new technique with putting the canopy and masking it up. I used wood glue, and I put it on the spots where it should be clear, and then I took my knife when it dried and cut around the frame and took those off. Here I am gluing the bottom, or the wing, onto the fuselage. Here I have everything set up to go paint the light blue, which is going to be the first coat. I put 3 coats of light blue on this model. Here it is back from being painted with 3 coats of light blue. The radiators have been painted too, all the doors and stuff, the bottom of the wings. Here's the next coat of paint, which is the field blue. Now I'm just taking all the tape off. see it done and all the masking's off. The counter-rotating props. Here's the radiator all finished with the photo etch parts painted. Here are all the stickers on the model, and it weathered, and I have to put the wings on and then do a clear coat, and that is it. So, here is the finished model of the Supermarine Seafang F.MK.32 from Trumpeter, 1/48 scale. I did it with the wings up like it is on a carrier. I did it with the camera facing out. You have to cut a hole in the side of the fuselage where it shows to put the glass in for the camera. And there is actually a camera in there. The only problem I had with this kit was the stickers. That was pretty much it. The counter-rotating props were kind of sticking a little bit because they're made out of styrene plastic and they're not going to be perfect when it comes to the gear ratio. So I had to use thick grease so they spin well. And you can see that they don't really even spin that well. That's the first paint I used, which was a light blue. And then the dark field blue. The gear sit very well. They're nice and sturdy and strong. As you can see here, the canopy looks just fine after what I used, after the wood glue. It's nice and clear and you can see it pretty good. That was pretty much an experiment. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but it turned out good and I'm definitely going to be using it in the future. With the next aircraft that I'm going to be doing, which is probably an XF-5U flying flapjack from Kitty Hawk. Who knows? But yeah, overall, this kit is really good. I like the counter-rotating props. Another thing with this kit is that the wings are kind of flimsy when they're up. But other than that, and the little problem with the stickers, this whole kit's fine. I think you should definitely buy it for your own if you're looking for a nice British aircraft. Or one with counter-rotating props. And one that just has a nice build clarity to it. This is a good model to go with. From the videos that I've seen, Trumpeter has some good kits. So, that's all. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.